everyone, my name is Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's actually a silent thief that steals our financial freedom, but hardly everyone notices it. Lifestyle inflation, and are you actually in it? Lifestyle inflation actually affects all of us. Me, you, your neighbor, and everyone else in between. And unfortunately, we don't notice it until it's too late. Before I continue, please like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can make more videos like this for you. So let's break it down, shall we? We know what's lifestyle, we know what's inflation. So what is lifestyle inflation? Lifestyle inflation is actually the tendency to increase your spending as your income also increases. Remember, I said it was like a silent thief because it creeps up slowly on us until we are left wondering where did all our money go? So let's break down how lifestyle inflation happens to each and every one of us, shall we? Number one, FOMO. Thanks to social media, FOMO is the fear of missing out. I have it, you have it, pretty much anyone has it, and it's always about keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with your friends and family, especially on social media when you see everyone enjoying their best lives. You know, I love watching movies and TV. So yes, I'm a TV addict. And you know, the other day I was talking to John, I said, hey, you know, Netflix is such a huge part of our lives, right? But you know, I couldn't remember when was the first time that I subscribed to Netflix. I tried to think back and I really couldn't remember. And then it came to me, it was the year 2020 when we were all in lockdown and COVID and I was bored out of my mind. So I subscribed to Netflix. And guess what? If you ask me to cut my Netflix subscription now, oh no, I can't do it. It is now a part of my life. And this is where lifestyle inflation has come in. You see, every month now, I'm paying almost 20 Sing dollars for my Netflix subscription, auto-deducted by a credit card. So it doesn't feel like it's much, isn't it? However, if you think about it, before 2020 when COVID hit, this $20 wasn't part of my lifestyle and wasn't part of my budget, isn't it? It didn't even exist. However, every month now when I'm doing my budget, I need to cater this $20 into my lifestyle because guess what? My lifestyle has now inflated by 20 bucks. Now you might be thinking, come on friend, don't be a cheapskate. It's only 20 bucks every month, isn't it? That's peanuts. Well, what about Spotify, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and all the other subscriptions? Once you add them all up, it does stack up, isn't it? Going higher and higher. Point number two is incremental expenses that creeps up on you. You know, lifestyle inflation is a sneaky little fella. It's not going boom, hello, I'm here. It actually sneaks up on you very sneakily on small little expenses. Let me give you an example. You used to have kopitiam coffee for maybe $1, $1.50. Suddenly, a cafe next door pops up and you go, wow, that fella has got very nice cafe beans. So let me go and try it, and suddenly you're hooked. Now you're paying $4. So your $4 coffee now becomes your new normal, right? And now, what about this thing? Online shopping. Now, honestly, 10 years ago, there was no such thing, right? You actually had to go physically to a store to buy your products. Nowadays, it's super simple. Everything is literally at your fingertips. You can add an item here and an item there, and then you think to yourself, I wait for a sale, 3344556677, for example, and then you buy. Boom, guess what? One shopping cart sometimes can be hundreds of dollars worth of items that sometimes you don't even need or want. Of course, with the world online, this is not just kept to shopping for products. You can also shop for groceries and of course for your dinner, your lunch, in terms of food delivery. Back in the past, you used to have to go to the grocery store yourself to lug all the groceries home. Now you can actually pay for a service where they deliver everything to your doorstep for a fee, of course, and because of the convenience, that has now become your new normal and part of your lifestyle. Now, of course, you can say, yes, but sometimes I actually save money by buying things online. Sure, no doubt about that. But of course, that is where they get you, isn't it? You actually end up spending more on items that you may not need or want into your grocery cart, and then that's how they get you to spend more money. Now, all these things I've just mentioned are actually small ticket items. What about the big ticket items that can make you go boom and burst your budget because you inflated your lifestyle so drastically? As some of you may know, I currently live in Malaysia, in Penang to be exact, and now in Malaysia, everyone needs a car. However, not everybody needs a BMW or a Mercedes or a Tesla. Cars are big ticket items that actually depreciate in value and are in fact a liability. However, that being said, cars are actually one of the main contributing factors to lifestyle inflation. Let's say, for example, you are currently driving a Toyota or a Honda, and then you got itchy backside and you want to upgrade to a BMW or a Mercedes. You might be doing a rough figures here and there, and you tell yourself, okay, I still can manage the car loan within my monthly budget. But what you may not have catered in is actually the higher increase of cost for things like your road tax, your maintenance, your petrol, because this guy eats more petrol, and also other miscellaneous costs. And more importantly, of course, your car loan amount will be significantly higher. When you add all the costs up, congratulations, you've managed to inflate your lifestyle to the next level. And you know what I find is people who drive Continental cars, it is very rare that they want to downgrade their cars in the future, which means that they either maintain the same model or they go for the next level up, which means, again, congratulations, they've actually successfully upgraded their lifestyle to another inflated level. So now that we know how lifestyle inflation actually happens, how can we be more aware and conscious of it? Number one, track your expenses. You know, John and I, we know exactly where every dollar goes to. By knowing where every dollar goes to, it means that when we spend money, we spend it consciously. Meaning, if we want to go for a $200 meal, we actually have the budget for it and we knowingly go for that meal and we enjoy every last cent of it. Same goes for our travels. You know that we travel a lot, and when we choose a country to go to, everything's already accounted for. For example, South Korea. When we take into account that we're going to South Korea, we already have a budget for the airplane, we've got a hotel, we've got the food, and also we take into account the exchange rate. So every single dollar, whether is it in SGD or won, has already been accounted for. Therefore, when we spend freely and without a guilty conscience. Number two, set clear financial goals. The trouble of lifestyle inflation is when you don't know where your money goes to and you don't know what your money is for, it's very easy to overspend on silly stuff. Say for example, you've got $20,000 sitting in your bank and you actually have no need for that money, so you have no clue on what to do with the money, so therefore it's very easy to take that money to buy a new Rolex watch or to go on a little holiday or put a down payment on something. So now, instead of having $20,000 in your bank, you actually spend that money and you may even incur more if you take a loan to buy something larger that costs more than 20K. Therefore, having clear goals kind of anchor and grounds us to why we have this money in the first place, and therefore we won't be so tempted to actually spend it all on other things. The third tip is to actually practice gratitude and gratefulness every single day. By practicing gratitude for what we already have, it can help to combat the urge to constantly upgrade and compare ourselves to others. Remember FOMO? So instead of always hustling and striving for more, take a moment to actually appreciate the abundance that's actually all around you. By being present and being grateful and focusing on what actually brings us joy and fulfillment, we can actually resist the allure of lifestyle inflation and live more intentionally and presently. If you think about it, lifestyle inflation is something that you can control, and you need to control it because there are actually other types of inflation that is out of your control and you absolutely cannot control it. Some examples would be like the increase in your government taxes. Then you also have the increase of utilities like your water bill, your electricity bill, and your gas bill. What about your basic necessities? Things like your sugar, bread, oil, flour. If you notice, all these things tend to go up and the prices don't come down anymore. So when you factor all these things into your budget and then you add on your own lifestyle inflation, it is of course no wonder that no one has any money left at the end of the month. I like to leave you with a little exercise. Now from year 2020 to year 2024, that's a 4-year duration, right? I want you to take a look at your life and see which area of your life has your lifestyle inflated into. For example, maybe it could have been you're driving a bigger car, you're living now in a bigger house, maybe you're taking fancier vacations or sitting business class on every time you go on a holiday. Perhaps you're eating out more often these days and in fancier restaurants or cafes, and you're thinking to yourself, my lifestyle inflation is so high that my salary cannot keep up. Well, a good indication for you to cut back would be in all these areas. I hope that this video has been an eye-opener for you and has given you a better understanding of what lifestyle inflation is and how you can hit everybody, me included. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Do you know we have an awesome community of like-minded people who want to win in life called the Breakout Community? Click on the link below to find out more and join. See you there!